November 5th, 2021, a date etched into pop culture history for all the wrong reasons. As the world watched in horror, Travis Scott's universe of rage and rebellion collapsed into a real-life nightmare at Astroworld. 10 lives lost, hundreds injured. His career was declared dead. Billion-dollar deals vanished overnight. He became the face of a modern tragedy. So how, just 2 years later, did this same man pull off one of the boldest comebacks ever, earning over $150 million and reclaiming his throne? Welcome to Luxe Legends, where fame, fortune, and scandal combine. Section 1. The Architect of Ambition. Before the diamond-encrusted chains, private jets, and before hype, a kid from the suburbs of Houston, Texas, with an almost unnerving level of ambition. A kid from suburban Houston with blinding ambition. While others listened to music, he deconstructed it. Obsessed with Kanye West and Kid Cudi, Travis didn't just want to rap, he wanted to build worlds. He dropped out of college, got cut off by his parents, and couch-surfed in LA while crafting a persona that was more than an artist. Travis wasn't just making music, he was designing Travis Scott, a high-energy, high-fashion avatar of a new sound. He understood early, music alone wasn't enough. Image, aesthetics, and emotion mattered just as much. It wasn't luck. It was the blueprint for a cultural empire, crafted by a broke kid with everything to prove. Section 2. Cactus Jack. More than a label, it's a universe. Music was only phase 1. Travis's real power came from Cactus Jack. More than a label, it was a cultural machine, a brand that sold not just merch or music, but worlds. His Nike collabs weren't just shoes, they were artifacts. The backward swoosh Jordans resold for 10x retail, sparking a sneaker frenzy that made Nike hundreds of millions and Travis over $10 million a year. Then came the McDonald's deal. The $6 Travis Scott deal wasn't marketing, it was genius. It caused supply shortages and gave McDonald's its best sales month in a decade. He turned Fortnite into a concert stage, hosting a 15-minute psychedelic show viewed by 27 million players, earning him $20 million. Add Dior, Sony, PlayStation 5, and his own hard seltzer Cacti, and it's clear Travis wasn't endorsing products, he was expanding his universe, and fans lined up to buy in. Section 3. The day the rage stopped. For years, Travis Scott built his brand on the concept of raging. His concerts were legendary for their mosh pits, energy, and a feeling of chaotic release. The rage was the brand. It was the entire point. But on November 5th, 2021, in his own hometown of Houston, Texas, that carefully constructed brand identity turned deadly. During his headlining set at Astroworld Festival, a massive crowd surge crushed attendees near the front of the stage. The pleas for help were drowned out by the music. Panic turned to tragedy. 10 people, the youngest just 9 years old, died from compression asphyxia. It was a mass casualty event broadcast live to the world. The fallout was immediate and brutal. The image he had spent a decade building shattered in a single night. He went from a cultural icon to a public villain. The lawsuits began to pour in, eventually totaling nearly $10 billion. Brands that had lined up to work with him ran for the hills. Nike postponed his sneaker release indefinitely. The Dior collaboration was shelved. Anheuser-Busch discontinued his Cacti seltzer. He was scrubbed from the Coachella lineup. In the court of public opinion, Travis Scott was canceled. For any other artist, this would have been a career-ending catastrophe. The empire was on fire, and the architect himself was silent. Section 4. The Silent Comeback. The $150 million power move. For months, Travis Scott disappeared. He went dark on social media, retreated from the public eye, and let the storm of controversy rage without him. This silence wasn't a sign of defeat, it was a strategy. While lawyers handled the mountain of legal issues behind the scenes, Travis and his team were planning one of the most audacious comebacks in modern music. The resurrection began not with an apology tour, but with art. He began dropping hints of his long-awaited album, Utopia. This wasn't just a record release, it was a multi-platform cultural event. He announced a performance at the Pyramids of Giza in Egypt, a move so grandiose it felt like something a pharaoh would do. Though the live event was ultimately canceled due to production issues, the sheer ambition of the announcement dominated headlines and shifted the narrative. Then came the album itself, accompanied by a feature-length film, Circus Maximus. The project was a commercial juggernaut. Utopia debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 and stayed there for 4 consecutive weeks, becoming a critical and commercial smash. But the real power move was the tour. The Circus Maximus tour sold out stadiums across North America, proving that his fan base was not only intact, but more fervent than ever. Forbes reported that in the year following the tragedy, Travis Scott earned an estimated $75 million, largely from the success of Utopia and its accompanying tour and merchandise. His Nike partnership was quietly revived, with his new shoes selling out instantly. The canceled comeback kid had become the Cash King. He didn't win back the public with press conferences. He overpowered the negative narrative with a product so compelling his fans couldn't ignore it, proving his brand was more powerful than the scandal that nearly destroyed it. Section 5. Legacy or Liability. The future of the Scott Empire. So what is the legacy of Travis Scott? The answer is as complex and contradictory as the man himself. On one hand, he is an undeniable visionary, a master of branding who redefined how artists interact with commerce and culture. He built a $400 million empire not just on music, but on an aesthetic, a feeling, an almost supernatural understanding of what young people find cool. His influence on fashion, music, and marketing is undeniable and will be studied for decades. But on the other hand, his name will forever be linked to the tragedy at Astroworld. For the families of the victims, his financial success in the aftermath is a bitter pill to swallow. The central question remains, is his comeback a testament to his genius and the unwavering loyalty of his fans, or is it a chilling indictment of a culture that values celebrity and hype above all else, even human life? His empire is stronger than ever, his wealth continues to grow, and his influence remains vast. But a shadow now follows the rage. Travis Scott proved an empire can survive a scandal. The real question is whether it can or should ever outrun its history. Is Travis Scott a marketing genius, a cautionary tale, or both? We want to know what you think. Drop your take in the comments below. And for more deep dives that expose the truth behind the money and the madness, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Luxe Legends, where fame, fortune, and controversy collide.